the show, I got a couple questions, okay?
Of course.
So I got the Robinhood app.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And that's, where you can buy and sell stocks. And I did the Dogecoin thing. And like one day I made a bunch. And then like the next day I did not make a bunch.
Okay.
And then I keep seeing, if it's green, it's good day, and red, it's bad day. Right. Seeing a lot of red days.
All right.
I mean, why don't I just, if I got better and maybe called you up and said, hey, what stocks I should do, is that a good way to, do it myself?
To start. But what I'd say is, what is your foundation? Have you created a foundation yet, or are we just experimenting?
What do you mean by foundation?
Well, the foundation is, do we have a portfolio that we know is in place, that we know is going to achieve certain goals? Or are we just playing?
No, what are you talking about, so foundation? What I'm doing is I'm putting in a couple of bucks every day, and when I have a feeling like, oh, hey, maybe Disney's going to come up with a good movie, I put money into that.
I know it's not as exciting, but start with a plan first. Get the base.
Okay, like what kind of plan? What do you mean by a plan?
Create a portfolio with a financial advisor or fiduciary advisor specifically who understands your situation. And then instead of investing big bucks in Dogecoin, having great days and bad days, at least you have something in place. Okay. You want kind of a plan B here a little bit.
Okay, so the other one I was thinking was get a check, go to Vegas, put it on black, and double it.
You can do it. But what is that foundation? What is the plan? What is plan A?
Plan A is to not be broke.
Let's just use this example. Agreed. Let's just use this example. Let's say you make $5,000 a month.
Okay. Hold on. You know what? Why don't you guys go ahead and start rolling here, and let's just start do this as a show. This is pretty good. Hi, welcome. This is Build Your Wealth with Trajan Wealth featuring Jeff Jr. I'm Rusty Humphries, and I'm trying to figure out how to. If I should do it myself with retirement using the new app Robinhood, where you can buy stocks and stuff. Is this a good idea? So anyway, you say I should have a plan.
So let's say you make $5,000 a month, okay, and you have $1,000 a month in discretionary income. Just a hypothetical example. So of that $1,000 in discretionary income, let's set aside $500 a month to create a foundation and a plan.
Okay.
And if you want to take $100 a month and you want to invest it in Dogecoin or take it to Vegas, by all means, go ahead. We need to have a life too.
Okay.
We need to have fun. We need to have some emotional involvement with what it is that we're doing.
All right.
But create a base. Take 500 and let's start something. And let's start something that we know we can rely on over a period of time, as opposed to doubling it with black or
red,
losing it with red, whatever it may be.
I'm seeing a lot of red, by the way, in this.
It happens. It happens.
I did the Dogecoin. Now, one of the things I was learning was you got to see, if you sit there and watch it, and it goes up, and then sell it, and then buy it, and sell it. And then I learned the hard way, if you do that and you go to sleep, and you wake up the next morning, and like $500 is gone.
Did you lose a lot?
Yeah, that wasn't good.
The biggest problem with DIY and do-it-yourself retirement is emotions. That's the biggest problem, is you allow emotions to get in the way. And when you hear news articles or you hear advertisements or whatever, you just have a tendency to buy them. And one hot thing right now is all this Bitcoin and this Dogecoin. That's all you hear about on the news.
Right.
Even CNBC has a special ticker down at the bottom of the screen for it. So that's all you hear.
And are you just nodding your head going, you guys are idiots?
I'm just nodding my head because there's something coming. Something is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It always has. It always will.
You think it's going to bottom out and disappear?
Well, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, Dogecoin right now, which was made up by some guy, is now worth
as a joke.
Is now worth more than I thought. Was it Ford and something else combined?
Right. Does that even sound realistic? Is that even reasonable? We have to all be reasonable here.
Right.
It doesn't sound reasonable. Who knows?
Because it doesn't do anything.
Who knows ultimately? But let's create that foundation. Let's create that base. Let's not use it as a get-rich scheme. Because that's what it could potentially turn out to be. Create a foundation, create a base for your retirement. There's nothing wrong with investing in Dogecoin. There's nothing wrong with investing in Bitcoin. But don't use it as your primary savings vehicle, thinking that you're going to be rich instantaneously or quickly. There is very few get-rich-quick schemes that will allow you to continue to keep getting rich and stay rich.
You said something a few shows ago. You quoted Warren Buffett. I don't know if you remember this, but it really, to me, when I think about the Dogecoin, I remember this thing, and it was something that when people are nervous, buy. When people are greedy, get out.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And that kind of sounds like these these
Absolutely.
coins.
Right now you see a lot of that going on. When people are greedy and you have the mass people that are buying it, you should probably do the opposite. Just like in 2009, if you look back in 2009, people were afraid of the market, scared out of their minds of the stock market. Well, that would have been a great time to buy. 2006, 2007, or even 2000, the dot-com. Remember the dot-com bubble?
Yeah.
How people wanted to invest in dot-coms and IPOs like crazy, and what happened? It all went down. So that's the time to kind of back off. And the same is playing out with this currency.
It all seems like that with the housing market right now, too.
The housing market as well. I couldn't believe it. Our son is getting out of the military after 6 years from Mountain Home, Idaho. He's an air traffic controller in the Air Force.
Nice.
And he's getting out, and we went and we found a realtor, and we were looking at houses, and I couldn't believe how much these houses are going for or how quickly they're selling. You know, the realtor was telling us, we went and looked at one. He said, if you want this house, you really got to make an offer like right now, and we probably need to increase the price by about 20%. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is not the good time to buy. If anything, it's the opposite. It's a good time to sell.
Well, I went to a place where they were builders. They were building, and they got an attitude now. Oh, you want to buy one of our houses? Right. Well, you're going to put a whole bunch of money down and maybe be on a lottery.
Right.
And then we might call you.
Right.
It's like, really?
Just a few years ago, those people were begging you to buy a house.
Please.
We're going to do everything. Please buy our house. We have too much inventory.
All right. So
it'll change. It'll shift.
Okay. So your advice right now on doing it yourself is probably not doing a lot of yourself.
Probably not a good idea because you allow too many emotions to get involved. We have a lot of clients that come to us who have been do-it-yourselfers for years, and they have controlled their emotions, and they have done a wonderful job. But at some point, I always say, within your life, you want to seek some professional financial help because really, even if you are good at managing your own assets, do you really want to continue that in your retirement? Do you really want that job? Is it worth that additional work that you have to do to keep up with the market and trade and buy and sell? Is it really worth it at that point?
Right.
Probably not. But more importantly, it's really too many people allow their emotions to get in the way, and they allow the news cycles to continuously tell them what to buy and what to sell. And it always turns out to be the opposite. You know, we need to buy low and sell high, right? But when we have our emotions involved, what we end up doing is buying high, and then we're so irritated and we hate seeing our money lose, then we sell low. And we just do that again and again and again. And that's why a lot of people, I think, are burned completely on investing. I'll never invest again. All I do is lose money. Well, you probably bought into the hype. And there's a lot of it. At any period of time, there's a lot of hype that surrounds investing.
And now it seems like a little bit more than normal. Would you say that?
Just more news outlets. I mean, I'd say now, you know, if you look back in the 80s and 90s, in order to get your news, you had to sit around the dinner table and watch the evening news.
Okay.
But now you have it everywhere. I mean, no matter where you go, if you go into a fancy restaurant, there's a TV.
Right.
You have your phone. You have TVs everywhere. You have the radio. So there's just more access to information right now than I think there ever has been.
Okay.
And it'll just continue to grow and be that way. Nothing wrong with information, but it's how you use it and how you use it to benefit you in a reasonable manner.
Well, if you are a do-it-yourselfer and you're looking for maybe a partner, somebody to work with and help you make sure that you don't get caught up in those emotions, and been there, done that.
We all have.
Yeah.
We all have, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, but learn from it.
Learn from it. And what you should do? Go to TrajanWealth.com. TrajanWealth.com. Work with Jeff Jr. and his team. I know that you will be inspired, and they're going to help you do the right things for you. They're going to sit you down, and you're going to get to know the clients and find out what they want individually. It's not just everybody's going to buy this.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a custom solution. You know, we really have a 3-step solution generally. And the first appointment is just simply a fact finder, and then we'll get to know you, you get to know us. We'll put together a plan, and then we proceed to other appointments. It's really based upon our clients. It's a customized solution to their needs, for sure.
Well, if that sounds like what's good for you, and I believe it is for me, give them a call. Go to TrajanWealth.com, find out all the information that they can provide. Give them a call, find out, talk to one of his advisors, and you know, don't just do it yourself. You know, that's like me fixing, you know, the plumbing in the house. You don't want me doing that.
And what I would say on do it yourself, we can also break off a portion. So depending on the size of your portfolio, you can manage a small portion. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. We all need hobbies. But if you have a $100,000 portfolio or a $500,000 portfolio, we can allocate 20% to a DIY type of portfolio and a type of solution, right?
Okay.
There's always a compromise, but
like
create that foundation first and let us help you with that.
All right, I like that. And would you help us with one thing? Hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you catch the show every week. Do the notification button as well. And share this with your friends. A lot of great information each and every week. Jeff Jr. is one of the smartest guys I know. And this information has really helped me. Again, when I was buying the Dogecoin, I kept hearing your words. I kept hearing them. I did it anyway. I'm paying the price. Don't pay the price. So check out Jeff Jr. and his team at Trajan Wealth. Until next time, thank you so much for being here. I'm Rusty Humphries. He's Jeff Jr. And this is Build Your Wealth at Trajan Wealth featuring Jeff Jr.
Investment advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.